I decided to make a day in the life of someone with schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is not talked about enough considering 1 in 300 people have it. So let's go over one of my days. If I don't take my medication right away, I can tell. I start to have a headache and my schizophrenic symptoms are likely in my case. Usually it would be simple voices in my head if I don't take my medication, but it can escalate if I get stressed out. The medication tends to make me nauseous. Even though I take a specific nausea medication, I still like to lay back down in bed before starting my day. A few of my medications increase my appetite, so I usually start the day off with something to eat. With a combination of me being paranoid of the stove and oven, plus being home alone most days, I usually just get some crackers to start off my day. I know, not the healthiest. So a lot of my hallucinations, delusions, paranoia happen when I'm stressed out, so I have to try to be as stress-free as possible. I usually go and try to find a pet of mine because they calm me down. I've been trying to go on more walks since it's been warming up outside lately. I usually take my dog with me, but since I've been getting paranoid of filming in public, I'll be skipping to the next part. I hope you like the vlog format for the first part of the video. I normally just do videos where I'm just sitting here chatting, but if you did like the vlog format, make sure to let me know in the comments below. But let's get into more things about my schizophrenia that kind of affects my day. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was my memory, because my memory has gotten a lot worse ever since I was diagnosed with schizophrenia back when I was like 17. My memory is nowhere near where it's been like back then. Because back in high school, I had probably one of the best memories out of anyone I know, not trying to brag or anything, but just it was one of my strong suits as far as everything went, like my memory just as far as memorizing numbers, facts, and just history and just everything. I could just memorize stuff pretty much on the first go of it or just first time listening to something. But nowadays, if I want to remember something, I have to write it down and put it in a very specific spot, because if it's medication, if I'm doing something, just whatever it is, I will not remember it. Just overall, my memory is just not good. I can't repeat things back to people a lot of times. When they ask me like to repeat what they just said, a lot of times I'll just forget what they just said. And overall, it just makes doing tasks a little bit more difficult, a little bit more stressful, because I can't remember exactly what I'm supposed to be doing at most of the time. And then I kind of have to watch it, because if I get too stressed out about my memory, then hallucinations might start happening, because my hallucinations are usually stress related. Like, they can be random, but they're most likely stress related. So most of the time I'm just pretty much managing my stress levels, because it is not fun going through psychosis and just overall having schizophrenic episodes. So I'm mainly just managing my stress to make sure I can like kind of lower my chances of having psychosis. And let's talk about my recent hallucinations, because those have pretty much all been stress related at this point, like for the past about month or so. Because even though I am very fortunate and privileged to have a position to where I don't have to work, I still stress about money, because I would rather be working and just I would overall rather have a job. Because I don't know if I left this in the vlog or not, but I took a little bit of time off work just so I could kind of focus on my mental health, because I wasn't able to function very well in normal jobs. There wasn't too much leeway as far as being able to leave when I was having episodes and just overall was not doing well. Because let me paint a picture for you. If I start going through psychosis and I don't know where I'm at, I don't know what things are happening, it is really difficult for people who hardly know me at work to be able to take care of me. So like, and I don't want to put that burden on anyone who like, I really don't want to put that burden on anyone actually. And so like, if I was having my hallucinations way too often to be at work, because it was just overall making work just stressful for people around me and me in general. So like, I just didn't want to be putting people in that situation to have to deal with me and like for me to be a burden. So I decided to take myself out of that situation and just not work for a little bit until I can kind of get my symptoms under control. Because I know I mentioned that my medications help my symptoms, but it's more of the stress factor, because if I can't stay not stressed out, then it's pretty much the medications don't exactly work all the way. Because I'm in year 6 of being diagnosed with schizophrenia, and I've had some years where I've been doing really good and just being able to go to school, work, and do everything. But then there's been some years where I've just been really down and just haven't been able to do anything really. So it just kind of comes in waves, and I'm trying to get to like that middle point where I'm not in such waves so much. Because I don't need to be at the high point of my life at all times, because that's unrealistic to be at. But I just need to be in a middle ground to where I can manage holding a job, manage going to school, and just manage overall just being a normal person. And I don't want to give anyone the idea that people with schizophrenia can't do things, because just my case specifically, to where I can't work right now, because there are plenty of people with schizophrenia who go off and do extraordinary things. Because like I said earlier in the video, about 1 in 300 people have schizophrenia. So there are lots of successful people with schizophrenia.